It all started a few weeks before Thanksgiving. It was Tuesday, one of those grey, forgettable days where the hours just sort of blur together. I was scrolling through my phone, half watching a boring TV show, when a text message popped up from an unknown number. It read, "Hey, I finally got that vintage guitar we were talking about. It's a beauty. You have to see it." Clearly not for me. I'm more of a can't keep a cactus alive kind of person than a vintage guitar connoisseur. My first instinct, the normal human instinct, was to just ignore it. Or maybe send back a quick sorry, wrong number. But something stopped me. Maybe it was the sheer boredom of the day, or maybe a tiny spark of curiosity. The message felt so full of genuine excitement. So, instead of deleting it, I did something a little out of character. I texted back, "Wow, that's amazing. I bet it sounds incredible. What kind is it?" I figured, what's the harm? It's just one text. A few minutes later, a reply came in. "Oh, my bad. I must have typed the number wrong. This is embarrassing." I could almost feel the awkwardness through the screen. But I didn't want the conversation to end. So I typed, "No worries at all. It's the most exciting thing that's happened to me all day. Tell me about this guitar anyway." I'm intrigued, and just like that, we started talking. We'll call him Alex. Alex was passionate about music, and I found myself getting lost in his world of melodies and chords, a world so different from my own spreadsheets and deadlines. Our texts became a daily ritual. We'd talk about everything and nothing. He'd tell me about the new song he was writing, and I'd tell him about the ridiculous office drama of the day. He had this way of looking at the world that was so vibrant. He found beauty in the smallest things, like the way the rain sounded on his window pane or the taste of a perfect cup of coffee. He was funny, thoughtful, and incredibly kind. We never talked about personal details, like what we did for a living or where we lived. It was just an anonymous, pure connection. I found myself looking forward to his messages more than anything else. I started to wonder what he looked like, what his voice sounded like. The anonymity that once felt safe now felt like a barrier I desperately wanted to break. After 3 months of non-stop texting, I finally worked up the courage. "You know," I typed, my heart pounding, "we've been talking for a while now. I feel like I know you, but I don't know you at all. Thanksgiving was almost here and I wanted to know whether to be thankful or not. Silly me, maybe we could meet." The 3 dots that appeared on his side of the screen felt like an eternity. Then, his reply, "I'd love that. There's a little coffee shop downtown, the Daily Grind. How about tomorrow at 2? I was ecstatic, nervous, and terrified all at once. What if the reality didn't live up to the digital fantasy? What if we had nothing to say to each other in person? The next day, I walked into the Daily Grind. My hands shaking slightly, I scanned the room, looking for a stranger who felt like a friend, and then I saw him. He was sitting at a small table by the window, a cup of coffee in front of him, looking exactly as I hadn't imagined, because I knew him, my wrong number mystery musician. My digital confidant Alex was actually David, my boss's quiet. He was always so reserved, someone I'd barely exchanged more than a few pleasantries with. He looked up, and his eyes widened in recognition, a slow smile spreading across his face. It wasn't awkward, it was perfect. The person I'd been sharing my thoughts with for months wasn't a stranger at all, but someone who had been in my orbit the whole time, hidden in plain sight. That one accidental text didn't just lead to an unexpected friendship, it uncovered a connection that was right there all along, just waiting for the right number to be dialed. Thank you so much for joining me on this little story. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. I'd love to hear if you've ever had a wrong number experience, so drop a comment below. See you in the next one.